Now, just a sort of aside. How do you actually plan? How do you do your planning? What are the steps that you take through? And this is really obvious. I'm sure you would know how to do this, but it might be worthwhile just to go through it. So I really like the idea, the thought of a road map. And I have here, for an example, a road map, and there's Wits in Johannesburg, and there's the NRF there, okay? Wits and the NRF. So you want to get from, that's your road map, okay? Because that's where the funding is. And what you need to do to plan that route is you need to know where you start from. You always hear that when they talk planning, but it is important because your plan would be very different if you were coming from roads to the NRF, yes? Of course it would be. So you need to know where you are. You need to know your goal, your destination. You need to know the route. I mean, you can come along the N1, or you could go along this route over here. So long as you get to the end goal, doesn't really matter. And waypoints. You know, if you get to this place and you're not at a certain time because you're stuck in the traffic, you're going to be late. So you better phone ahead and tell the person who's waiting. So waypoints, checkpoints. Use those notions for your planning. So origin, it's strengths, weakness. You've heard of a SWOT analysis, strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. I just like to think about strengths or pros and weaknesses, cons. Okay? What works for you and what works against you. It's useful just to write those down. Just not a big essay, just one word, one word, one word. Keep it onto an A4 page, divide it in the middle, and write down, these are the things that work for me, these are the things that work against me. That's how you work out where you are in a plan, in a social plan, as opposed to a real road map. So that's where you are. And you know, think typically the cons, a lot of people get a very long list of cons and nothing working for you. But you'd be surprised what does work for you. You know, even if it's that you're young and energetic, you know, use it to your advantage. So some pros and cons for where you are. The destination, very important. Do you have a clear goal in mind? Be honest with yourself if you have a clear goal for your life in your mind. Okay? Try and unpack it. Why is teaching difficult? Because it's the workload, but you might also see it as a positive. As I said, when you have to teach something, your level of understanding of it, I think, goes up. So maybe it's helpful as well. Christine, help me here, please.
Also, teaching can provide you with students if you're at the academic
Absolutely, yes, fantastic.
will be able to work on some of your
So if you're an academic, your success depends on getting good students. How do you attract those students? You just wait for them to rock up? No, you should have a plan to attract them. Okay. I knew some guys when I was at the NRF. They were mechanical engineers. They worked at Northwest University, Potchefstroom, and they studied elemental analysis. It's the flow of a liquid over a solid. And basically what it was, the shape of wings, aircraft wings, that shape, elemental analysis it's called, yeah. And they were very interested. It was a pair of brothers, two brothers, and their hobby was gliding, and but they studied this as their engineering, did their research on that. But what they used to do is take all the third year or the fourth year engineering students up in their two-man glider, put them in, take them for a flight, and they would all come down with eyes that big and all wanted to be mechanical engineers as a result. So that's how they recruited their engineers. And they then had many more applications than they could support, and they could be picky, and they could get the best ones. Yeah, you need a plan for that, absolutely. All right, so I don't know if we've answered your question completely, but yeah, you've got to be honest with yourself. I mean, this is private. You would do it by yourself.